recording. I think this call would be really great for a lot of new coaches who are still scared to call into the calls. I was talking to a few of the girls the other day too that I'm thinking of actually doing calls on weekends in the morning instead. I'm hoping that we would get, I know the weekends maybe everyone thinks that could be tough, but I think that we'll get more of a more people participating and calling in, because my thought process is, do it in the morning. I think it will be really great for us to just jump on the phone, start the day positive, and then we can even do live power hours and these type of things. So I think it'd be really great. We could even do live workouts together. I thought would be really fun. So that's something I'm thinking. I'm probably going to open up to the page and talk to everyone and see what they think. But I used to do calls on Sundays, but that was more like at nighttime. So I think that was tough for people. So I think nighttime is just difficult with people with kids. I know it's really hard. So, I mean, you guys are amazing. Look at you. Your kids are there with you. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
But yeah. So I really thought tonight I wanted to talk about the different levels of a coach and kind of making people understand that there are 3 different levels and helping them to determine what level they're at and what that means for their business and for really their life and what they should be doing every day in order to achieve the goals they want to achieve, and to make sure that it's a clear vision for them. Because I think sometimes it gets really overwhelming if your coach is trying to help you to be at a level that you maybe aren't interested in, or you not knowing, you wanting to be at this level, but you're really not sure at that level what you should be doing in order to be successful with reaching your goals. So I shared a little kind of infographic in the page about the call called Pick Your Path. And I really love this little graphic because I think it really clarifies the 3 levels of coaching and helps you to determine kind of where you fit in. So the 3 levels for your business, means your rules, like I was saying. So you determine where you want to be, not your coach, not anyone on your team or, anyone around you. It's really, you made a decision in order to join Team Beachbody and to decide that you were going to use these products, and maybe you were going to take it a step further and inspire others, but that's your choice. And I want people to remember that. And I think it's a really powerful thing. And the other thing is, I think there are some coaches in the page now that have been a coach for a while. Maybe they were an active coach and now they're actually in a different place in their life for one reason or another. Maybe they, started another job on top of this because they had to, so they don't have as much time to give to this. Maybe they had a baby, so they're giving time to that right now. So I wanted to talk about that too, because I think your priorities shift and change through this journey. And that doesn't mean to give up on the journey. It just means that you're at a different place, and you need to understand that, and you need to really embrace that, because we'll all be so much happier if we embrace where we are and we don't try to be what other people are being because that's what works for them. And we're not trying to do the things that don't make sense for our goals, because at that point, it doesn't get excited anymore, guys. It feels like work. It feels draining. You're not passionate about it anymore. It doesn't kind of inspire you to wake up every day and to start talking to people and sharing the products. And maybe you eat, if it gets to the point where you just need to focus on yourself, you're so distracted by doing these other things that don't even make sense for you that you lose sight of your own journey. And then, it's just how people fall into depression, because they get kind of confused and overwhelmed by what they're trying to do. So I wanted to start with that message, and then talking about the 3 levels. I'm just going to highlight them real quickly, and then we'll talk about them in more detail. So the 3 different levels. So the most common level of coaching is a discount coach. So really someone that we're all familiar with on this call is someone that's a regular Shakeout drinker. So they love Shakeology. They're a religious drinker. They know it's the best thing out there, because it is. They don't even want to make sales. So they honestly just want to sign up for the discount. They want to save, this says about $16 a month. It depends on where you're from and the whole shipping cost. But, it's around $16 a month. And which, maybe doesn't sound like a lot, but I know my friend Holly on the call, and I feel very strongly that that cost adds up. And, I get excited about $16 a month and saving that money. So, and then it's 25% off all other products that, from Beachbody. So any of the workout programs, any of the Beachbody supplements. So that's really exciting too. So, this is a category that most people fall into. They get really excited about being a part of this community, and they love the products. And I want to get on a call to say today that that's okay. If that is where you are and you've decided, I don't want to do anything more than that at this time, that's fine, because everyone's journey starts somewhere and everyone's journey evolves in a different way or another. And you need to decide what's best for you and what's going to work for you. So that's the first level of coaching. So a hobby coach is another popular kind of place in the whole coaching realm. And that's, someone that has a full-time job, but they love the products and enjoy sharing them with others. So, they just can't help but share their passion and energy and motivation that they're getting from these programs. And they're interested in kind of putting their story out there and seeing like who they attract and seeing who they can help, because they love the feeling of that accountability and the fulfillment of helping others and having them, it basically just makes them feel better about their life. And then they're earning extra income on top of that. So, they're not only taking that extra step in order to share their journey with others, they're interested in bringing in some extra cash for their family. For the newer coaches in the page that don't quite maybe understand this completely, so when you first start out as a coach and you're a hobby coach, so most likely you're selling challenge packs, and you're probably selling just workout programs too, and Shakeology when you can, and you're kind of just all over the place selling things when you can, and off every immediate sale as a hobby coach, you get 25% off that sale. So, which is actually, it adds up pretty quickly. So you can, as a hobby coach, make decent money by just simply sharing, you doing your workouts every day and sharing, drinking your shakes and, what this community is doing for you and how it's inspiring you. If you're sharing on social media, you're just talking to people in general, your family, your friends. I know Holly, she's so funny. She loves talking to everyone. She talks to people in the shopping mall, and she's in a changing room. Like, she has shakes for people and sends it, gives them to them. And I just love that, because it's she just loves these products so much and has such an amazing experience that she just wants to share it with anyone she can. So that's a hobby coach. So it's really, you're doing this, you love it, you have another job most likely, and you want to make some extra income. The next level, the top level, is a business builder, which is what I am. So it's someone who is all in. They're really working towards building a life of freedom through this business. They're growing a team, and they're excited about that, and really putting themselves out there to share their story, to inspire others, to, embrace this entire opportunity and to do everything they can to learn about how to utilize social media in order to run a business online. Really digging deep into Beachbody's kind of, so what I'm looking for, basically the whole opportunity and understanding how to be successful in it. How can I maximize helping people and maximize my income in order to make this a sustainable business, and really thinking about it as a business. And I think that's really the key when you get to this step. So if you really want to be a business builder, we call ourselves runners. If you really want to take this business, and run with it and be able to, get to the top or work towards these big goals you've set for yourself that you can build around this business, it's really treating this like a business and putting in the time to, like I said, learn about making trainings for your team, developing trainings for them, running a successful team page, taking advantage of different platforms that can help you with your posting capabilities, sending emails to everyone to keep them up to date. It's really running this like a business. And a lot of people, I feel like in the page, actually fall between a hobby coach and a business builder. And I think that's where people really kind of get stuck, and they kind of think, what should I be doing every day? Because I'm really busy. I have all this stuff going on, but I love the products and I would like to make this something full time, but I don't see how I can completely commit to doing that with everything else I have going on. So this is a really hard and difficult spot to be in. And what I have to say about that is, again, this is your own path. So I think the best way to be, and I kind of feel like I'm stuck a little bit right now, a little bit in between here. I'm still a runner. I still am trying to make this business, basically my gift to freedom and my everything. I mean, ultimately, I just want to be doing this. But when I was thinking about it recently and how I feel overwhelmed right now with everything I'm doing, I was thinking to myself, although I've always been running as a business builder, I've always had something else going on. So I started this, running with this business with a full-time job. So, I was doing this, I would get home from work, or I would do my workout in the morning. On my way to work, I would write a post on the train. I'd go to work. I would try to check emails during the day, during lunchtime. I'd work the rest of the day at my day job, get home, and I literally would have my laptop in my kitchen while I was making dinner, starting to message people back, starting to do things that I could. And it was a lot in the beginning. And, I was thinking about this a lot recently because my Beachbody mentor was saying, just get back to the basics, Heather, get back to the basics. And part of me was like, you know what, it was a lot. And do I want to put in that much time, or can I be smarter about the time I'm putting in? So I've been thinking about this a lot and thinking about how can I help other people to deal with the same thing? Because I feel like a lot of people are stuck in between hobby coach and business builder. And how can we get to where we want to be and make this something full-time where we're building this life of freedom? Because I feel like a lot of people want to do this on this team. They just don't know how to get there within the life that they have now and with the time that they have now. So if you feel this way and you are that person, one of the things that I really feel like we should do more together as a team is getting organized and, taking advantage of all the trainings that we all kind of offer. So I have a lot of, training. So I do a team monthly training. And, people can welcome people to that too. I know there's this pressure of stepping up as a leader when you're kind of moving from a hobby coach and you're starting to get into people, you're starting to inspire people, and maybe you have someone interested in the business opportunity and that scares you because you're like, well, I don't have the time to do that. So take advantage of, all of the trainings that we have to offer in Team Choose to Shine, where it's my trainings. I know Lindsay's, team, the Ambition Army, runs trainings as well. So you can take advantage of those and don't feel like you have to do it all on your own from day one. I utilize my coach trainings, and this is what I was thinking about. How did I get to where I am today with everything I had going on? And it's because I was resourceful. It's because I used as many resources that I could from other people before creating my own. And you could look at that in two ways. You could be like, okay, well, she kind of faked it till she made it a bit. But this is what this community is for. This is why as uplines, we develop these types of trainings and we develop these resources for people, because we want you to utilize them. We want to support you in that way. We want you to feel like you have the resources in order to be successful and to get to where you want to be before you have that time to do it. And this is just naturally how this business progresses, because you need to feel like you're here before you are. You're here in your business, but you want to be here. But how do I make that jump? And it's by, again, utilizing a team, utilizing the resources we have, leaning on people, asking for their help, run challenge groups with people so you don't have to do it all on your own. Share that kind of, management and that responsibility with someone, because it really does go such a long way. And I know maybe people want to do things their own way, but, find a success partner where you feel like you connect with, or find someone who, is willing to kind of let you run it, but help you out a bit and add some value for you, whether it's your direct coach or someone else on the team. maybe it's not even someone in our team page. You know, a lot of people have success partners who are a part of the community, but not basically a direct team member, which sometimes can be really helpful too. And the reason being is, so they're from an entire different team. So they're getting all of these other different resources and tips and, you know, all of these things from their team that is different from ours. So that can be really helpful as well. I just connected with a new coach recently who's from a different upline. She's actually from Melanie Mitro's upline, which is crazy. So, I mean, she's a top coach. Like, she's been giving me such great tips and feedback and just, you know, giving me a different perspective on things. So it's been really helpful when analyzing my business and thinking about, okay, well, you know, I feel stuck. How do I get out of here? And she's like, well, have you ever thought of this, or have you ever done that? And it's been really interesting. So, you know, I highly recommend guys connecting with people and use people. So it's really been one of the, you know, one of my faults in this business from day one is I was just running alone. You know, I was using resources from my team, from my coach, and I was like putting people into her trainings. I would use any documents that she gave me instead of creating my own, which really helps me save time and energy. But I also wasn't having one-on-one calls with her enough. I wasn't masterminding with people. I didn't have that success partner. So I really think that both of those things can help you guys to kind of get to where you want to be and save you a lot of time and energy, and, you know, just build that creativity and think about things differently, and just, you know, kind of run ideas off people, and don't feel like you need to do it all alone, because that's what burns people out in this business and makes them feel like they can't do what they want to do and get to where they want to be with their goals, because they don't feel like they have the support. They get overwhelmed with everything that they have going on, and then they just quit. And, you know, I've been seeing it so much lately, and I feel like, and that's why I really wanted to talk about this night, is, you know, pass along this really important message that we all have a different part of we're all on this journey, and everyone's journey is different. So, you know, you need to pick your path and decide, you know, what's best for you and what's going to work for you. And again, you know, you could start as a business builder, and, you know, I have some coaches now who are more hobby coaches. So they kind of took a step back right now because it's what they need to do right now for their life. And it's okay. And, you know, make sure you tell your teams it's okay, and support people in the way that they want to be supported. This business is just like a challenge group. So you wouldn't tell someone, so someone said to you, I want to lose 20 pounds. And then they're like, you know what, I changed my mind, I'm going to lose, you know, 10 pounds. I mean, you can talk to them about why that's changed, but support them still in their goals and help them to do what they're seeking out to do. And don't try to pressure them into doing more than that if it's not what they want. Because I think the real way to turn people off in this business is to try to kind of push people and to kind of get them to do it for what your goals are, maybe because you're trying to grow your business, instead of doing what matters for them. And I noticed, like, honestly, if you just put in, you know, if you just do this wholeheartedly with your heart, and you really just try to help people, and you really try to listen to their goals and do what makes sense for them, your business just grows anyway, because, you know, you're inspiring people and you're helping people, and they want to be a part of your journey, and they'll pick their path that works for them in order to be a part of that, in order to stay in that journey. So, you know, think about the 3 steps we talked about, and the 3 different types of coaches, and, you know, where do you fit in, and how does that make sense for you right now? And do you feel like you're doing what you need to do in order to get to where you want to be? Are you utilizing the resources that you can utilize in order to reach your goals, and to, you know, free up some time for you, and to make sure that you have the support that you need in order to succeed? So I think I froze. Can anyone hear me still?
I can hear you. You're not frozen on my end.
Okay.
I can hear you.
You guys froze a bit. Good. But yeah, and we can dig into this a little bit more. I don't know if anyone wants to kind of speak up and kind of share where they're at, and if they're feeling stuck and they feel like they don't know what to be focusing on right now, what your goals are. We can talk about that if anyone wants to share. God, I'm so hot. It's really hot here.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. I was going to share and then my husband asked me a question. I think this really hits home with me because I hit diamond, I thought pretty quickly for me. And then, had a lot of stuff happen with my family and my personal journey, and had to kind of go back a little. So now I'm in that spot where I feel like I'm between a hobby and a business builder, just kind of like trying to figure everything out, really trying to build a real team, and first of all, just try to figure out, my best way in this business. And I'm actually reading this personal development book right now. It's got the weirdest title, but it's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And I kind of came across it in the library, like on accident. I was just like walking down an aisle and I saw it and I'm like, oh, that sounds like a good book. But what I love that it talks about, and what I found that I was doing differently, I feel like a lot of my posts talk about kind of like what I want and what I want to do. Yeah, it's like an awesome book. But this one's from the library, so I just ordered a new one and it's like stuck in the mail because I want to write in it. But I love that it talks about like how you have to listen to what other people want and care about what other people want, which I totally do. But I looked at my post just looking back and they were talking about what I wanted and not talking about like what other people wanted. So I just thought that was really neat. And I thought it was a great book for me because like, even though I'm a super friendly person, I've always kind of struggled with making strong friendships. So that's kind of why I got the book. And then, I don't even know if I was really thinking about the business when I picked it up, and then it just turned into being like, oh my gosh, like it was like a green light went on, for me. So I'm reading that, and I'm just really working on what I want to do and how I want to make it work, because something me and my husband always talk about is how like, one day I'll be like, I want to do this. And one day I'll be like, I don't know if I can do this. So I just like struggle with myself, but in the long run, I've never, ever wanted to stop. So I just keep pushing forward, and some days I feel like a discount coach, and some days I feel like a hobby coach. And I just I know that I'll, whatever's supposed to fit will fit when it comes. And I'm super excited about Summit because I feel like that's going to put like a ton together for me. And I didn't even think that it would happen this way, but I've been in that 21 Day Fix Extreme group online, and I've found a whole bunch of people that are coaches and, people that I can meet up with there that I think are like potential success partners too. So I'm really excited about that.
That's great, Holly. I'm so excited.
But I feel like this call is like perfect for me because it's true. Like you're in that, I don't know what I'm doing kind of stage, but it's that passion that I have. Like, I know I love this business, so.
Absolutely. And I think that's key, and people knowing that, and that's my point, like that's key, that passion, that like, just loving the community and loving these products and just loving being a part of it. Like I want people to never lose that, and for them to understand you can fluctuate between these three types of coaches, but just know, like never lose sight of the fact that this business has changed your life so much. And I honestly think every coach goes through this. Like I'm a 7-star diamond. That's the highest rank I've gotten to. And sometimes right now, like I was just saying, I feel like a hobby coach. And it's just because I have these moments where I don't feel like I'm doing everything that I should be doing to be a business builder. And I'm not. I mean, I'm really not right now. And I need to be honest about that because I want you guys to understand that people go through this at all levels. So Holly, regardless, you hit diamond, you hit it quickly, like you were all in, you were doing everything that you needed to be doing. But it burnt you out a bit, and you wondered why you were doing it. You kind of were doing it for me, like we had discussed, and you needed to kind of reevaluate your goals and what you're fighting for. And I'm so happy and that you did that. Like, although I think you're still figuring it out and it's taking some time, I totally agree with you that when it just clicks and when you realize how it's going to work out for you, it's just going to be amazing, because it's going to be what you want, and it's going to align with your goals, your life goals. And, you know, it's just going to make sense. And I'm so excited. And I know Summit's going to be life-changing for you too, especially from a training standpoint. It's going to blow your mind with everything that you're going to learn, and like knowing how you can apply it to your business. And I think books like this, I think, are brilliant for you, because it is more business related. And I think that will really help you, Holly. I think, you know, there's so many different types of personal development books, and you can focus on inside growth and like confidence and, you know, changing your daily habits, like the compound effect. But I think we talk about those books a lot, because those are things that people struggle with. But to be a business builder, and like I was saying, it's got to be bigger than that. You have to think about this from a business standpoint. So we have to read books also about, you know, how to influence people, how to talk to people more, how to post on social media, like Jab, Jab, Right Hook. I think that's the name of the book. That's a really great book for social media. So I think it's constantly being aware of the things that we need to work on, and picking a book that makes sense for us. So, I mean, I think it's kind of fate that you kind of stumbled across it. I think it's really
well. And what I love about this book is like he talks about how like it's not just like, oh, you should do this and you can influence people. It's like all talking about how genuine you need to be, and how real it needs to be, and how, you know, what the difference is if you're not being genuine. And he tells you to read each chapter twice, and I totally do that, which, you know, other books I have a hard time getting through, and each chapter I'm reading twice. I read it through once, and then I like take notes once, and it's just, I love it. I love this book. The other day, Chris was watching a movie, and I'm in there reading my book, and he's like, you're really going to read that book instead of watching this movie with me? And I don't know, I love it, because it's helping me so much in both parts of my life, in business and just, you know, to get my head out of myself. Because as people, we're always concerned about ourselves. You're always thinking about yourself, and it just really talks about how you need to think about other people and what they want. And that's what this whole business is about. And I think, you know, I always used to be like, you know, Beachbody would say, oh, you're helping, you're not selling. And I'd be like, yeah, but you're really selling, you know. But seeing this, I'm like, no, like if you really do it right, you're really just trying to help people. And I love that. So I'm just like, I love this.
I feel like I need to recommend that book more often to people then.
Yeah, I thought I had found like something hidden. So it's kind of cool. You already I'm like, I found this book. I'm like, I don't even think it's a personal development book. And it is. It just is. It's really neat.
That's cool. Great. Yeah. Well, I'm really happy to hear it. Mom, do you want to talk?
Sure. I'm not quite sure. Well, I know where I want to be. I want to be a business builder or a runner. I mean, ultimately, that's my goal. I think I hop between discount coach and hobby coach. You know, no, I wouldn't say I'm not really a discount coach. I would say I'm more of a hobby coach, I guess.
The products.
Yeah.
On social media, but.
Yeah, for me, it's just having to get myself out there and trying to connect with people more than I do. And making the time, working with the full-time job, obviously, I keep using it as an excuse, but it is a huge part for me. By the time I get home, I do my workout and stuff. And sit down to do anything. It's 9:00. And being on the computer all day long, it's tough for me to get on the computer at 9:00 at night, you know. So that's been an adjustment for me, that I just got to bite the bullet and do it. And I know it's going to benefit me and everyone else that I, you know, reach out to. So, you know, my problem is I brought coaches on and they've fallen off. And that, like you said before, that it's hard to not let that get to you. It's like, okay, what did I do wrong? What am I doing wrong? And it's not necessarily anything I'm doing wrong. You know, it's just they're just not in the right place. They tried it and it's just not right for them, or they're just not in the right place right now to move forward with it. But I've let that bother me too. So.
Yeah, I think that is hard, and I'm sure everyone on this call can speak to that. I think it is really hard. When I remember the first time I had someone cancel their shakes and like cancel their coach account, I was just like devastated, because everyone feels that way. It's like, oh my God, like I told someone I was going to be their coach and I was going to help them and I was going to support them in their goals. And now they're not getting back to me. And I know for a fact they're not doing the program and they're not losing weight. And you feel so guilty because you feel like, oh my God, like because then it does feel like a sale at that point because I feel like I let them down. But at the end of the day, I think what you realize over time in this business is if you truly do feel like you did everything that you could do for them and you reached out and you put them in a challenge group and you created a meal plan for them and you did this, but they still gave up, then it is somewhat on them. Like you can't do it for people. You can support people and inspire people and, help them, but you can't do it for them. And it is one of the hardest parts in this business, Mom. And, to everyone on this call and this team, it is really hard and it's hard to deal with. But it's those things that I think we need to get better to talk about as a team too, and supporting each other and knowing that this is normal and it's going to happen and, coping with it and how to deal with it. And we all are here to support each other. And it's just another reason why this business is somewhat of a numbers game too, Mom, when it comes to growing your business, because you just need more people to be talking to too. So like, that's the other side of it is like, there is so many people out there that still need our help and people that do want our help. So, like you said, like some people just aren't in the right place in order to commit to this and to do it. And I'm sure we're all guilty of this. I know, Mom, you know this. Like I used to be like the infomercial like queen. I would buy like every program I saw off infomercials. And how many of them did I finish? Like probably not a lot of them. Like people love buying things that they feel like is going to make a positive impact on their life, but whether or not they're going to give it all they got to commit to it at that time is a different story. And I'm sure Holly, you could speak to that so much, about, I know we had so many different conversations and I got lucky. I feel like that, like it was the right time for you. Like you made it your time, you committed to it. And
that's what I was going to say. I'm developing a new kind of challenge group format for myself. And one of the things that I want to talk to people about is just about how there's really no perfect time to do a program. There's almost a holiday every month, and if you're going to do a program like this, and this is like a pep talk I had to give myself the other day, you just have to decide whether you're going to do it or not. Because if it's, a holiday or an occasion, something's going to come up and you need to know ahead that you're going to be able to handle that, because a program isn't just 21 days. Because if it's only 21 days, you're just going to gain all your weight back. The program is the 21 days and then the rest of your life. So that's kind of something I'm trying to build on, to say like, hey, like there is a time when you're ready to make that commitment, but that's what you need to decide. I'm ready to commit to this. Not like I'm ready to do it I can do it for these 21 days because I don't have an event in those 21 days. Because that kind of happened to me a little bit. Like I did great, lost 50 pounds, and then like things started to come up and then I'm like, oh, maybe I don't even, I'm working out every day. Maybe I don't need to eat healthy every day, and like making bargains with myself. And that taught me a lot. And it's kind of taught me a lot as to how to keep the program working, because I don't want it to just work for someone for 21 days. I want them to be able to change their life, because that's where you're going to find someone who sticks with the program and gets the 365 for Shakeology because it's changed their life and not just changed a month. Does that make
That's a good post, Holly. You need to write.
Let me just write that all down. Because I had, it's not like people saw me fall down a little bit because I go through like a dip in winter. And this year I'm like, all right, next winter, I'm not letting that happen to me, and like trying to prepare for that, because you have to know that it's a commitment you're making. You want to change your life. You don't want to just change for a short period of time, because that almost makes it worse. Because then you're like, oh, I lost all this weight. Now I gained it back and I have to lose it again,
Right. And then you hear those from people and they say, oh, the program doesn't work. And it's like, it did work. Like you committed to it and it worked. And then when you didn't commit to it anymore,
right,
you started gaining the weight back. But I think I really think you should write all that down and post about it, Holly, because it's such a brilliant post. And like, take a picture with the containers or whatever or share your you know, before and afters again or whatever.
And I think that's what I got my 365 like last week in the mail, my golden scoop, and I haven't posted about it yet because I've been like looking for what my post should be. So I think I just figured it out.
Absolutely. And I think you are so much like me. Like we are our biggest enemy, and like we hold ourselves back, Holly, because like we both overanalyze posts. I overanalyze posts. So like all day today I overanalyzed a post, and I was like, I'm too busy. And then I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just not doing it. Like I'm not just.
I don't want it to be a selfie. I don't want it to be this. And then I was talking to Stephanie Bierce today, and I was like, I got my kid a week ago. I probably got mine before you. And you know, I'm like, I just can't. I haven't posted about it. I'm like, because I'm like, I've got this perfect post in my head. And sometimes I feel like I just need to like stop analyzing things.
Yeah,
just
I think
do it.
Like our motto just needs to be just do it. I'm stealing Nikes. But honestly, like I keep telling myself that, and my boyfriend keeps being like, Heather, you literally are your worst enemy. Like just do it. Just do the work. Even with my day job, with everything, he's like, just get it done. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But it's like, but I wanted him to be perfect, and I want to know, like, want it to be organized and know how to do it, but over analyzing it actually doesn't make it more perfect or more organized. It just makes nothing happen.
Yeah.
So
what I have started doing lately is like just taking my phone and talking it out into my phone, kind of like I just did with you guys, and just like saying everything that's on my heart, and then like picking stuff out of that and being like, okay, that's my post.
wow, that's brilliant. Like recording yourself in the moment so you catch everything you're saying.
Because I talk it out, like I can say something, you know, and then I'm like, wait, what did I want to say? You know, so then if you have it and you can listen to it, and it, you know, you're just speaking everything out.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, it's a really good idea. You like go back to it if you can't post it right then because you just had like this thought in your head.
Yeah.
I really like that. I'm gonna use that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, that's such like an important part of this business, is because I look at these other coaches' posts, like Bonnie Engel, who inspires me so much, and she just posts about like everyday things, and it's just like she's just speaking her mind. It's just rolling off her tongue, and she doesn't even care what it sounds like or how it comes out. Like you can tell she's not trying to perfect it. It's just literally, this is what's happening today. And it's so inspiring to me because, like, to your point with this book, like it's so raw and it's so real, and she's just speaking about the journey in a way that is really inspiring, and draws people in, and they want to be a part of it, you know. April, I know your daughter's with you. I don't know if you want to add anything. I know you've been on mute. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I'm so excited to see your face tonight. I'm so happy you joined. I don't know. She's trying to unmute herself.
Yeah, I can attest to the fact, though, meal prepping is huge. When I do it, I have a great week. I stay on track every day. I feel awesome. Do my workouts at night. And there's weeks where I'm really busy, so I don't, I did really well this week. I can get through it without doing the whole meal prep ahead of time. Not. You got to do it. You got to stick to it. It just works all the way around.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Do you prep everything in advance, or just like your meats, or just your veggies, or what do you do? Because I always struggle with that. Because I like my vegetables like cooked then and there, but I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I can do that, you know. But if I had a job, I don't know how to give that advice to people at work. I have these steam bags, and I'm like, bring it with you, you know. But you know, what do you do?
I meal prep breakfast and lunch.
Okay.
Is what I need to, because I'm home for dinner time. I kind of have it. I'll kind of have what I want for dinner in the fridge, but I don't cook it ahead of time. For breakfasts, I've been doing. Heather's got me hooked on the scrambled eggs. I buy the egg beaters, so I'll scramble that up ahead of time and put them into separate containers. So I just have to microwave it every morning. So my breakfast typically is that with a toast and some greens. I'm hooked on having greens in the morning now. It's crazy.
I don't think I've even tried that.
Oh my God.
In my shake, but then I was like, I'll eat it somewhere.
I'm obsessed with salad for breakfast. People think it's so weird. It's such a European thing, and I love it.
Yeah, thanks for getting me hooked on that.
That's funny.
And then I'll have yogurt. I'll have yogurt for snack. And lunch, typically a salad with I grill all my chicken ahead of time and cut it into the portions. So I just have to throw the salad and the chicken together with some olive oil. I don't use any of the other dressings, just the olive oil and pepper. And then, I have my veggies, steamed broccoli ahead of time. But typically just breakfast, lunch, and snacks, Holly.
But they do, Holly, have those little steam bag veggies.
Well, that's what I do. I mean, my whole meal, I don't know if you guys saw me eating, but I bought fish for this week too, because I'm like super trying hard before summit. But you can steam bag fish. So I steamed my fish, I steamed my asparagus, and I steamed my sweet potatoes. So I didn't have to use oils, which was really good. And I actually posted that online in the group that I'm in, and they were like, don't cook with plastic. And I'm like, I looked it up and there is nothing dangerous about it. So I'm all for a 10-minute meal, but I like to cook it right then and there,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad for you. It's like this is something that exists for people to cook.
Well, that's what I said. I said to the girl, I go, they all your vegetables you buy in the store are in plastic, and most of them you steam right away. I'm like, it's specially made for it. I'm sure they're not still in business if they've been killing people.
Yeah.
So, but I love it. I mean, today I had fish twice, and it took me, our house stinks. But
what kind of fish are you steaming?
Huh?
What kind of fish are you steaming?
Cod, fresh cod. And you put it you can put 4 ounces in the bag and cook it in 1.5 minutes. I did it for 2 minutes just to be safe because I wasn't sure. And it came out perfect. So, and I added some Mrs. Dash. It's so good.
Nice.
I love Mrs. Dash. I miss Mrs. Dash. They don't have it here.
Oh my gosh, you need to get some.
I can send you some.
Need Jody to send me some.
Yeah, it's really good because there's no salt in it. I love that.
Yeah, I use that a lot on my chicken.
It's
Yeah,
so good.
I think we've got every kind that she offers without the salt.
Yeah, Mrs. Dash is the best.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, this is all great. It was so good to see you guys. And Mom, you're right. I mean, the whole meal prep and working out and everything is kind of the same thing, and finding your path and kind of knowing where that fits in for you and how it works for you. And it's kind of a similar thing where not every workout program is for everyone either, and you kind of have to pick your path and pick what works. I always go back to T25 because it's my favorite program, and it just works for me. And although it's not a newer program, it's okay.
Yeah, my husband's been struggling. I think he's been struggling lately with hammer and chisel again. And I said to him yesterday, I said, you did great with T25. You should just try that again. And he didn't really agree with me, but then today he came home and did T25. So, if you're comfortable with something, even I did a T25 the other day when I needed to add some cardio in. It's really good. I like it.
It's such good cardio. I love Sean T. He's my man.
Yeah, I do too.
He gets me so excited. Now I'm all flustered. No, I'm just kidding. But it's so good to talk to you guys. I don't want to keep you much longer, but I'll post this recording on the page. I think there's so much good information on this that's really going to help the teams. And, like I said, let's talk more and utilize the resources. And if you guys have questions about where you are and, what your goals are and how they align, reach out to me and we can chat.
There's no call next week, right? We'll be seeing each other in Nashville.
No, probably. I mean, maybe I'll try to do some kind of recording to post on the page, but yeah, I won't be able to hold the actual call because we'll be there.
Okay.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks. Good night.
Thank you.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.